For reading today, we're going to finish up young Thomas Edison, and we're going to take our test for that. So those of you learning from home right now, you'll go to your third grade classroom for remote learners, go to classwork, and then go to reading. And you'll see that your test is a Google Forms this time. Those of you in the classroom, you will go to your reading classroom. Your classwork is yours on there? Oh yes, yours just says Young Thomas Edison underneath Journey's work. I think that's the right one. Yes. Okay, so regardless of where you're accessing this from, go ahead and click on Google Forms. I can't access this quiz, but you should be able to. Uh-oh. No, you should be able to. I can't access it because I'm the teacher and I've assigned it to you. Does it give you the option to start quiz?
Yes.
All right, go ahead and click start quiz. At the very top, underneath where it says Lesson 10, Thomas Edison, and then it has like a little laptop looking icon. It says locked mode is on. To avoid losing your progress, complete the full quiz before closing. Now, the first thing it says to type is your name. So go ahead and type your name on that. Okay, does everybody have their name typed?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Look at question 1. I'm trying to get it pulled up on my laptop here so that I can read through those with you. So question 1 says, which word best completes the sentence? You need to plug in the lamp because it runs on power. Choose the word that makes that sentence correct. Question 2. Which word best completes this sentence? Dr. Simmons did an to find out what happens to plants that do not get any sunlight. Question 3. Which word best completes this sentence? Yuri built an that makes his bed for him. Question 4. What does the word laboratory mean in this sentence? Thomas Edison spent many hours in his laboratory trying to make a light bulb. Read through those to see what laboratory means in that sentence. Question 5. What does the word occasional mean in this sentence? Thomas Edison's life was quiet except for the occasional explosion. Question 6. What does the word signal mean in this sentence? Thomas Edison invented a device to send a signal to the station dispatcher to show that he was awake. So what does signal mean in that sentence? Question 7, right? Okay. What does the word genius mean in this sentence? Thomas Edison was born with the mind of a genius, which his mother helped to mold into a great inventor. What does genius mean? Question 8. What does the word gadget mean in this sentence? There are all sorts of gadgets on the market today, but not all of them are useful. So which one of those means gadget? Question 9. Let me get to it here. What is the main idea of the article? Actually, it should be the story, not article, sorry. Young Thomas Edison. Which one of those tells us the main idea of young Thomas Edison? What the whole story was talking about? Question 10, everybody ready for it? Okay, question 10. What happened when Edison got scarlet fever? Didn't it talk about that in the story? No? Are you sure? I thought that it did. I'm sorry. yes it does. I knew that it did. I wasn't losing my mind. Okay, so if you're not sure, I'll have you come back to that one. It's in our book. I didn't think I was losing my mind. So remember, you need to come back and answer number 10 so that you can double check in your book. Let's look at 11. Is using our book to double check answers an okay strategy to use? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Why did Edison lose his job at the railroad office? What's that? Do you not have this next part? Yeah, if you hit the next button at the bottom of your screen, you do. If you want to answer 10 right now, I'll give you time to do that. And then we can go on to the next part of our test. So you're looking for the part about scarlet fever. What happened when Edison got scarlet fever? Okay, did you hit next? Mm-hmm. So it takes us on to a different way of answering things. So this question has two parts. Answer part A, and then choose the answers in part B that support your answer from part A. So they go together. Look at part A. Read this paragraph from the article and choose which sentence is the main idea. So we're on 12 now. What are we thinking about here?
The main idea.
And main idea means what the whole thing is talking about. So we have to think about the main idea for number 12 here. Thomas loved to experiment. In 1865, at the age of 9, he turned his family's cellar into, a laboratory, complete with test tubes, beakers, and whatever chemicals he could buy. It was a mess. Bottles were everywhere. Young Al would mix one chemical after another, sometimes following the experiments in his chemistry book, sometimes not. A little of this, a little of that, he used to mumble. So which one of these is the main idea of that paragraph? Choose the one. Okay, did I give everyone enough time to choose the main idea? So now part B, it still goes with that main idea. So thinking about the main idea that you chose here, what details support that main idea? So it says, which of these sentences from the paragraph best support your answer to part A? Choose how many? 3. That's what the directions say. So how many of these do you have to choose? 3 of them. 3 of those are details that go with the main idea from this paragraph. Okay, so let's reread this again. Thomas loved to experiment. In 1865, at the age of 9, he turned his family's cellar into a laboratory complete with test tubes, beakers, and whatever chemicals he could buy. It was a mess. Bottles were everywhere. Young Al would mix one chemical after another, sometimes following the experiments in his chemistry book, sometimes not. A little of this, a little of that, he used to mumble. So you chose your main idea. Now, from this paragraph, what are the details that support that main idea? There are 3 correct details. Choose those. Cross your arms once you have those 3 chosen. If you're still reading through, that's fine. Okay. Did I give everyone enough time? All right, let's look at 14 then. How can the reader tell that Edison loved to read? Thinking back into the story, which one of these tells us from what he did in the story that he loved to read? Very good. Question 15. Which sentence from the article, from the story, shows Edison's mother kept helping him even after he left home? Which one of these show us that his mom kept helping him even when he wasn't living at home anymore? question 16. What detail below does not, remember how we practiced some of those? The detail that doesn't support the main idea? So which one, there's one wrong detail in here. Which detail below does not support the main idea? That Thomas Edison did not let hardship or disappointment discourage him. Which one of these doesn't go with the main idea? Do you need help reading some of these? This top one says, he took other telegraphy jobs and kept trying to improve the telegraph. Over the years, Edison's hearing got worse. He kept inventing even after nobody would buy his electrical vote recorder. He thought his hearing problem helped him concentrate. Although he was nearly deaf, this did not hamper his creative abilities. Which one of those does not support the main idea? Thomas Edison did not let hardship or disappointment discourage him. Do you know what hardship is?
No.
When things get hard for a person, like tough times. So which one of those is not a detail that supports that? Remember, only one of them doesn't belong. All right, number 17. At age 12, Edison needed money to continue his experiments. So he went into business as a paperboy on a train. What happened that got him thrown off the train? Choose two correct answers. Find the two of what happened. Okay. So question, it's not a question, statement 18. Edison invented all of the following except, so you have to find the one he didn't invent. If you're having a tough time remembering, is it okay to double check in your book?
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, so if you weren't sure what this one was, I'm going to have you go back to it. But let's look at 19 too. Edison's first patented invention was the, which one was his first patent that he had? Mark that one. Remember we talked about that, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. It means that he sent it in and it's his creation so that nobody else could create it. If you need to double check in your book for that one, would that be a good idea? And then for the last one, why did people start to call Edison the wizard? Class.
Yes.
I'm going to interrupt you for just a second because people are going to finish at different times, and that's okay. But what I want you to do, when you have all 20 of those answered, you need to go through and just double check and make sure that you marked your answers for each of those and read through, just make sure that it's how it needs to be answered. And I think at the bottom of your page that you're on now, it'll let you go back to the page before that you were on to check your 1 through 11 answers. And then there should be a submit button for you to click on, and it'll turn it into me then. Once you have submitted, then just read quietly while others are finishing up. Okay?
Can we read our chapter?
You can read your chapter book, or you can write on your trap story if you'd rather do that too. But make sure that you are answering these last 3, because I read all 3 of them. Get those answered and then double check all your other answers. And then submit it.